Python video series. In this video tutorial, we'll talk about iterator in Python. What is iterator, how to use iterator, and how we can create our own custom iterator. These are the things we are going to discuss in this video tutorial. And we'll see the practical example as well. Yeah. So an iterator is an object that contains a countable number of values, right? An iterator is an object that can be iterated upon, meaning that you can traverse through all the values. Technically, in Python, an iterator is an object which implements a iterator protocol which consists of two methods, basically iter and next method. Let's try to understand. So here I'm going to create a list which will have list of values, which is nothing but numbers. Just I'm going to put numbers in this list, random numbers. Okay, and now I would like to iterate, right, this list. Then I can create, let me tell you first of all the collection like list, tuple, dictionary, sets, even strings are all iterable objects. They are iterable containers. We can get an iterator out of collection and strings, right? So all these objects have the iter method, which is used to get an iterator. So if you want to get the iterator out of this list or any iterable object, right, then you have to call iter. Here you can see iter. There you can pass iterable object. So here I am going to pass list, because list, all the collections are iterable, even strings are also iterable, and we can store in some object. Let's say iter, this variable name I have given. Now we can make use of this iter. Now second method in iterator, we have a next method. So if I call next method, and there I will pass the iter, this object, and when I execute, then this will print the first object. Now if I call next method by passing iter, that it will print the second method, right? Similarly, you can print many times, right? So we have a 5 object, right? 2, 4, 5. So 5 times we can call next method by passing iter, right, object. Let me show you. So if I run this, then here you can see we get all the objects printed on the console. What about if I print, if I call the next method one more times, then what will happen? Because there is no other elements, right? Only 5 elements we have in this collection, and we called next method 5 times. Let's see what happens. If I run this application once again, then you'll see it is throwing an exception saying that stop iteration exception, right? So if you go beyond of this number of values, then you'll get stop iteration exception, right? So is there an other way to iterate all the collection elements? Yes, we have. Instead of calling again next, first of all, instead of getting the iterator object out of this collection and calling next method every time, what we can do, we can use a for loop, right? So for loop, you have to write the for, then you can give the any variable name, and here I'm giving the variable name as item, and in you have to pass the iterable object. So I'm passing this iterable object and colon, and here inside this I'm going to just print all those values, what is nothing but the item, right? Now if I run this application, then here you can see all those value has been iterated, and we get all the values present in this iterable object. So of course this for loop internally calls the iter method as well as next method, right? So this for loop internally using iter and next method. Just I am repeating again. So if, even though if you instead of list you have a tuple, dictionary, set, or any string, then you can use this for loop. Of course, when you iterate dictionary, then it will give you the key, and you can pass the key to the dictionary and you'll get the corresponding values, right? So let me show you how it works for a string. So I'm going to write for loop, and let's say I will write s in, let's say I'm going to pass let's say Python, and here let's see how it will fetch every character from the string and it will print, right? So let me show you. If I run this program again, then it is fetching every character from the Python and printing it over here. So as I said, a string is also an iterable object, right? Now thing is that can we create our own iterator object, right? So of course we can create our own custom iterator, right? To create an object or class as an iterator, you have to implement two methods, iter and next, in your class or object, right? As we have already seen in the video where we had discussed about the Python classes and object, right? All classes have a function is called init, which works like a constructor, right, for initializing purpose. So we have to create a method first of all, iter, which is just equivalent to init method for initializing purpose, and then we have to write a next method also, right, which will allows us to do operation and must return next item in the sequence, right? So let's go ahead and create our own iterator class. So I'm going to create a Python class. I would give the name my iterator, right? And here I have to create a class as I discussed, and you can give the any name here of this class. I'm going to give name as my iterator, right? And of course what I have discussed, first of all, in this class we have to override we have to override a method is called uh, uh, a method is called iter, which is just equivalent to init method, right? And it will be used for initializing purpose, right? So it is just like a constructor, right? So whenever we will call an object of this guy, this method will be called automatically, right? And here what I am going to do, I am going to just create a I will create a counter variable, right? So here what I am going to do, I will do here I am going to write a counter, sorry, self dot counter equals to counter, sorry, self dot counter equal to counter. Or here what I'll do, counter I will initialize to 1, right? So that it will start from 1. And here of course you have to return a self object itself, right? I would say return self. Okay, that's it. Now why it is showing some error? Okay, now we have defined iterator, right, which works like a constructor, and there counter I have initialized with 1, and this guy is returning basically self, means instance of this class itself, right? Which is going to create equivalent to iterator itself, right? Now we have to define a next method. So I'm going to define one more method. I will give the name as next, what you see over here, right? And here what I have to do, I have to go give like next counter equal to, I will write self dot counter, and here I will write self dot counter equal to self dot counter plus 1, or in shortcut you can write plus equal to 1. This is as equivalent to self counter equal to self counter plus 1. Yeah, and finally we have to return this next counter value, right? So here I am going to return this guy. This guy is going to return, sorry, return next counter, right? And that's it. We have defined two methods, right? Now I am going to create an object of this class, this is my iterator. So I'll give the object name as my iterator equals to my iterator. Okay, and now I will basically call this iterator. So I will say itr equal to iter, right? And there I will pass this iterator object, right? Iterable object I'm going to pass, right? Now sorry, now I'm going to call print method, and I will call, I would say, next, right? And next I'm going to pass this guy itr, right? I'm going to call this method few times, let's say three times. And now if I run, then let's see what's the output. Now okay, previous class is running, so let me run this class. So it is running 1 2 3 because I called three times, right? But as I said, rather than calling it er and next method explicitly, we may use a for loop which will call it er and next method internally, right? So I'm going to comment this code, and here I will use for loop. I will say item in, or you can give the variable name, let's say counter c in, and you have to write here my, okay, here you have to write, sorry, itr you have to write, of course, in itr. And here if I try to print c, then let's see what happens. If I run, then it will go to the infinite, right? Because we do not have any kind of exit condition in the next method. So just I'm going to stop it, right? So what went wrong? How we can prevent this execution for infinity number of times? To prevent the iteration to go on forever, we can use a stop iteration statement, right? So here we need to put some kind of condition, right? So here I'm going to put condition if self dot counter less than equal to, let's say 50 times I would like to iterate, right? Then this statement I would like to execute. Else what I'll do, so if you'd have remember when I was calling next method method at the while iterating the list, right? When we gone beyond of a number of elements, then we had seen we got stop iteration exception. So same exception we will raise over here. So I will say raise stop iteration, and that's it. Now if I run this program, then this is going to print the counter how many times? 50 number of times, 50 times. So if I run, then here you can see it is printing counter 50 times, and that's the way we can create our own custom iterator in Python, right? So let me explain you this code once again. So basically we have to define two methods. One is iter and second is next. So in iter, this is a kind of constructor. Whenever we create an object and we call this function by passing iter, then this counter gets initialized, and you have to return the object of instance of current class itself. That is nothing but self we have to return. And we have to define the next method, which basically look into the next value in the iterable, right? And here you have to give some kind of exit condition. Else if you use for loop, then this will go for forever, right? For infinity number of times. To stop that one, we have to give some exit condition. So here I have given the exit condition self dot counter less than equal to 50, and here you have to increment the counter, right? So you have to get the current counter increment by 1, and first of all and just increment the counter by 1, and you have to return the next counter, right? If iterator will try to go beyond of this limit, right, what condition we have given, then simply you have to raise the stop iteration, right? And that's how we have implemented iterator in Python, right? So that's all I wanted to show in this video tutorial, guys. Big thank you for watching this video, and see you there in the next video tutorial.